how I wanted to enter another field, making enemies. But it's the only way to, so when I got the DeLorean, right? I'm like, I'm in the DeLorean community. Yeah. Oh, I turned it into a time machine. Lost everybody. They're all like, God, you ruined that beautiful car. Okay. But I'm in the Back to the Future DeLorean community. And then it became, oh my God, how did you build it? What did you use? How come you didn't do this? I'm this. My flux plans are this color. Like, Jesus Christ. Then I took the engine out of it and put a brand new engine out. Now everybody hates me. Oh, that was the pureness of John DeLorean's PRV engine. How could you do that? And, you know. And then, of course, the engine swap guys don't respect you because you got a fucking coffee grinder on the back of your car. So, like, every time I go into these things, I tend to just make enemies. Here we go again. VR 180 and VR 360. First of all, VR 360 isn't even a goddamn thing. But I will get to that in a second. As I tried to show in the last VRLOG, and honestly what I've been trying to figure out for myself in all of these, this is what, number 17, is what is the future, how is it going to work, what are we really dealing with? And mixed reality glasses are coming, okay? They're coming in a way that I'm not even sure we understood, which is why I made that video where you see somebody playing in VR, saying VR off, you're keeping the glasses on, and you're moving about your day. Now, how you will move about your day, I'm not exactly sure what the technology will be in 10 years, but right now, low latency video pass-through allows for a better field of view, and it also allows, it's a lot easier to make augmented reality if you're using video pass-through. Just in general, that's an easier thing to do than having glass and trying to do it. But who knows? But what I do know is how we work in this metaverse is going to be back and forth, back and forth. That's what I was trying to show in that last video. And I was trying to explain how VR 180 video is going to be part of our everyday lives. I don't think people quite understand it yet. They still think 360 is a viable freaking format. It isn't. And if we as VR filmmakers don't band together and choose one route, we are going to be left behind. Right now, Meta spending billions of dollars on the metaverse, right? We can laugh about that. We can talk shit about that. Oh, by the way, I want to use some flat video, but I don't also want to be in it and always have it right here because I need to make this thing move. So I'm going to introduce something a little different. I'm going to call it the VR theater. Psah! Look at that. You're in a theater just chilling watching me. It's cool. But this way I can go, oh, Meta's making a metaverse, and I can show that footage, and you're still kind of enjoying it in 3D a little bit. And then, you know, whenever I want to, I can, from up here, well, watch, I'll go like this. Whoa! Hey, you're back here again. Isn't that cool? It's fun. All right, I'm having fun with this technology. So, as I was saying, they're building this metaverse, but they're not realizing that the future is not going to be completely in VR. And they keep acting like it's going to be. Even though they have these pass-through things, they're not supporting what I believe is going to be a huge part of the future, which is video. Video people just take. When you're wearing those glasses, there's not going to be one camera on it. There's going to be two cameras on it. And you're just going to be showing what you see. What they will not have is a strap and a camera behind it so you can capture 360. It doesn't make any sense for the future. And as I showed, there is the video that you bring up from a memory, and you simply say immersive, and you're in it. It's just going to be as commonplace as video we take on our phones right now. That's what's coming. But it's taking a long time for people to even know that this exists because all this shitty, no offense, flat, blurry, 360-degree video is taking over the landscape, and it's awful. And it's giving users such a bad experience, they're like, oh, I'm not doing that again, and they go back to playing Beat Saber. We got to stop. You're wasting bandwidth. You're cutting the resolution in half. Of your footage, if it's 4K or even 8K resolution, okay, this is how much you're actually seeing. Do you understand how there's no way it's not going to be blurry? Okay, whereas for VR 180, this is what you're going to see. Big difference. Massive difference. Me talking to you right now looks a certain way. Imagine, we'll do this. This is 4K. Okay, now this is what it would look like if it was flat. You kind of lose some of that pop. This is what it would look like if it was 360 degrees and flat. Okay, we've just lost so much fidelity that the viewer's going, this is not so fun. Now let's come back. Hey, right back at you. See the difference? It's really fucking different. Again, as VR filmmakers, we're competing with the actual CG virtual worlds. We're never good. First of all, fisheye lenses by design are going to be softer than regular lenses. So there's nothing you can do about that, especially if you want the ability to look around. There is value in that. I like the ability to look around. There's no reason to look behind you. Okay? First of all, what, are you going to stand up? You don't want to stand up when you're watching a video. You'll fall over. What, are you going to hope everybody is on a swivel chair? It's not going to happen. You're wasting bandwidth on things. Will you follow the porn? Will you just follow the porn? They're never wrong about technological advancements. They're why we have DVDs. They're why we have video on the internet. Straight up. Straight up. Whether you ethically agree with it or not, adult entertainment is what pushes all of these. They gave up on 360 real quick. Like, really quick. They're like, this is stupid. All you care about is in front of you. Yep. And at the beginning, it was just a 2D thing, right? And they got into 3D. And now, I mean, my goodness, I don't know how much money these cameras are, but holy Christ. It is so present, it's uncomfortable. But that will soon not be uncomfortable, and then there'll be the next thing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what I'm saying is, as VR filmmakers, as people trying to tell stories, we have to stop calling 360 anything but what it is. A fun thing to do on your phone. It's not VR. It is not to be viewed in a headset. It is blurry. It is a waste of potential. I'm an independent filmmaker. Go on Amazon Prime. Type my name. You'll see 5 movies or so. And in fact, that's what's really frustrating. You want to know how much I believe in this? I just finished. I'll put it over here. I just finished a 20-year. I almost said two. A 20-year project where I talked to myself over a decade. For 20 years. It took me 20 years. It is one of the most encompassing life crazy projects ever. I finally released the second one. I was starting this year with pushing this because I think it's the best thing I've ever done. And I've immediately dropped all the marketing because I just don't care, because I think this is actually what's coming next. And it gets me excited again. That's how much I can. Whoosh, gone. 20 years. Whoop, doesn't matter. Moving on. That's how present and amazing this can be. It is being held back by really bad experiences. And listen, I know there's a lot of people out there that just got this camera. They think it's cool. They want to show some shit, and they put it on DOVR or they put it on YouTube, and it's fun. That's fine. I'm not angry with any of those people. We all have this cool stuff. The problem is the industry thinks there are multiple VR formats. There are not multiple VR formats. 360 degree flat video is not a viable format. And the whole 3D 360 degree, talk about a waste of resources and logistics. And my goodness, these cameras, what in the hell? Guys, we need to make easy stuff like this that's $300 or $400, right? Like, this is great. Anybody can get these, and you can shoot right away. Right away. Obviously, what I'm talking on is a little bit better quality, but still, you can still do it with this kind of stuff very simply and edit it very simply. Again, I go back to that Starbucks video. If you're looking at your memories, you're going to choose VR 180. It's a better experience for the user. 360 video will never be. This is why Meta doesn't support it. When you hit Meta TV, all this other shit comes up, and there's 360. It's a complete mess. There's no focus. And you know what? God damn it, if Meta or DOVR or some of these people don't pick and run with one, I'll make my own goddamn app to prove a freaking point. I'm presently talking with the LA Dodgers right now. I got some friends who work there in the promotions department, and I'm like, let me produce something in-house for you guys that people at home can sit in the locker room with their favorite ball players.
Or while they're practicing, let's put this camera there so you're present. The difference is overwhelming. And even they can't understand what the hell I'm talking about. They're like, well, we have them like playing, the games and practicing their swings in VR. Well, you should talk to the game manager. I'm like, it's not a game. It's just. So it's been a frustrating couple of months, but it's also because I've seen the future. I feel like I've seen it, and I just need a few people to go like this. But what I was gonna say, what I've learned from, is there some caffeine in this shit? Oh my god, I'm like, what I've learned from the vlogs that I've done, VRLOGs, sorry, but from a storytelling standpoint. The one in the freaking car, in the DeLorean time machine.
Turn the car off, mate.
I gotta leave.
Yes! There's a guy over here who's just about to die. If I can turn the car off.
If I don't get out now, I'm never getting out. Looking up at that dude, and then looking at the dude laying on the ground. Thank God the camera's too blurry that far away, so you couldn't make anybody out. It was the most anxiety I have ever felt in a VR video ever. It reminded me of playing Half-Life Alyx, where you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. And by the way, when it comes to gaming, I totally understand 360. Of course, because you're standing up, you're walking around, you're like, I get that. VR video will always be passive. You should not be standing up right now, ever. Don't do it. Not a good idea. But that proved to me that the presence, like you see the roof overhead of you, you feel constricted, right? You see this guy yelling at me, you can look at him, then you can look at me, and then you see me trying to move the car and not hit all these goddamn people. I felt the anxiety. It would not have been the same in a flat video. And clearly, the three-dimensionality of it made a huge difference. So, how do I end this so not everybody who has this is the problem, man. I get it. You invested so heavily in your 360-degree setup, and you'll be damned if you're going to stop producing that content. I get it. I understand. That must be unbelievably frustrating. But I'm telling you, it doesn't have a place in the future. It doesn't. 360 photography actually has a better place in the future, even in VR. Because if it's a photograph, you can just take your time. Move around. Okay, that's kind of cool. You are the director. That's fine. But for video or for storytelling, it is just worthless. But anyway, I get it. You put a lot of money into it. I understand. I'm just saying, it's going to go to this. Because the presence is just, this is 3D. Like, how the 3D TVs didn't really work? People didn't like wearing the glasses. Okay, that's true. But now, we're getting to the point where glasses are just going to be something everybody is wearing. You know how everybody's looking at their phone? 15, 20 years, everybody's not going to be doing that. They're just going to be standing, looking around. It's going to be nicer on our backs. If you're a chiropractor or somebody in that field, get ready, because it's going to get better for them and worse for you in the future. A lot less more hunches, a lot more this. I'm telling you, man. In the same way, 30 years ago, if we try to explain, listen, everything's going to be on this one device, right? It's all going to be up here. And when it's all up here, going back and forth between video, it's not going to be 360. It's going to be 180. And we need to make like a group, right? Because, man, I've been on some threads, and 360 people think 180 people are half of them. Like, 180, bruh. I can see black on either side, blah. First of all, here's the thing DOVR does. It's really kind of shows why you can even erase the black on either sides as well. First of all, there will be a player that is able to take, let's say, this much, blur it, and put it to like 270 behind you. So you really will never even notice. And you're still only using a 180 format. Secondly, they have a way for you to move into the half circle. Like, if this is, let's see, I did not plan on doing this, but let's say this is 180, other than would be 360, and you're this dude in the middle, okay? Right now, you're sitting right here. But DOVR has a way for you to zoom in, so you're actually this white dot. Well, this person's field of view is now like
it's a little further back, maybe two. So, but it's still half. There's no reason to worry about this, motherfuckers. There's no eyes in the back of your head. Anyway, I could rant about this for a while, but at 3 gigs a second, I don't want to. Anyway, so I hope you've enjoyed the first VR logs and you understand what I'm trying to do. They're not their best edited, they're not the best stories, but I've been trying to put this camera in difficult situations, fucked up lighting situations. I'm trying to test it, focus issues. I got one coming up. I did one coming up in the DeLorean where it's during the day. You can see real quickly the focus issues ahead of the car. Nothing you can do about it right now because these fisheye lenses are gonna be soft in the distance. Everything close looks great. Like this should all pretty much be in focus. If it's not, fuck. But in the car, there's some issues. So again, that's all this is. This is testing. I will be releasing an actual VR movie called Fastest DeLorean VR, where Don and I basically race to a theater to watch Fastest DeLorean VR, and you get to see the interaction between us with the movie ahead of us. I actually already showed that in the Flash and the Fundamentals. It's going to be a little different than that. It's going to be more like the 3D theater, where you look up and you see us in the chairs ahead of you. Let me throw your headset back on. I love it, dude. I think that's so cool. Like, I love these stupid little things. That always bothered me about like 3D movies. Like, oh, it's not those gimmicks where things fly at your face. I kind of like things flying at my face. Sorry. I like the window aspect as well. I don't want it constantly, but I do enjoy the feeling of that. That's neat. Kind of cool. All right. Hope I didn't upset people too much. But here's the thing. You know, I gotta make a title that's like 360 video is dead, and maybe we'll go. Rah! I have no choice. I can't be like, oh, this is a nice state of VR. No, I gotta be a dick about it. I hate people using 360. Like, I have to say something, and I don't. I just think you're not. I think you're hurting the movement. I think you're greatly hurting the movement because if these people have a bad experience, 1 or 2, they're done. They're like, this isn't good. This isn't worth it. And that's the thing with porn. Even a pretty bad VR porn experience, as long as it ends well, it's a good experience. That's not how it works in regular storytelling. You have to be wowed. Even by something as simple as this, you have to be wowed. So, alright, I'm gonna stop. Oh my god, it's gonna take so long to render these fucking files. This one file. Alright, more cool stuff coming. Boy, I hope the reaction to this is good. I hope there is a reaction to this. If anybody can find it,